6 years ago, my ex-boyfriend's mom had her eye makeup tattooed on, and sent her kids, who lived with her at the time, to the store for a couple of things. It wasn't until my ex and his brother were in the checkout line, receiving funny looks from the clerk, that he realized that they were two lone men buying nothing but cucumbers and Vaseline, which his mom wanted to soothe the swelling from her eyes. My ex panics and blurts out, "No, it's okay, he's my brother," while gesturing to his brother. They received major faces. He just stopped talking, figured there was nothing he could do to salvage the situation, and just accepted the judgment. Couple of years ago, me and my family were visiting my grandparents. At some point I had to go to the toilet, and as I was sitting down, I heard a weird clunk sound. I didn't think much of it, since it was an old toilet, and just went on with my business. I wiped, stood up to flush, and there it was in the toilet, my phone that decided to slip out of my back pocket, and now I had peed on it. I panicked, took it out, and wanted to wash it in the sink. As the water was flowing, I realized what a fucking idiot I was being, and just started drying it with a towel. To this day, my parents believe that I accidentally got apple juice on it. Story. 3 years ago, pretty damn embarrassing, went to Rome a few months ago, ate so much gelato, ate non-stop for basically 7 days straight. Long story short, I had a bad stomach ache, went to the bathroom for a number 2, didn't happen, damn this constipation, stood up, pulled my short back up and flushed the loo, needed to fart, pretty harmless, farted, shat all down my legs, all over the loo and all over the floor. My sir heard me say, "Man, that's disgusting," and walked into the bathroom, saw the mess, saw my disgusted, sad face, laughed at me for about 30 seconds and helped my clean up after. She's a keeper. 2 years ago, well here goes, I'd been chatting up this guy on Grindr for a while, who was a bit older than me, 0 years or so, and he seemed really nice. We meet up, have dinner, get to his place, watch movies, had some amazing sex, and we ended up lying in bed and talking about stuff. At one point we started talking more about our jobs. He did mention he was a university professor in my city, but it turned out he had a fair number of lectures with some of my friends, and one of them had a hard time graduating that year in that specific class. Exams. A week after the date thingy, that exact friend calls me and asks, "What the fuck did you do?" I'm baffled of course and ask what does he mean. Turns out my professor date gave him a friendly pass at his exam. He asked if my friend knew me. My friend replied that we do hang out a lot. He just gave him a 4 at the exam, just enough to pass. I came out to my friend later that same year, but I made sure it was later enough so he wouldn't make the association and figure out that he graduated because I took some dick. Well,
6 years ago, when I was in Thailand, I got a pretty bad case of runny bottom. I was on the shitter for ages, and each time I thought it was over, another blast of caramel milkshake would explode out of my hole. My mate was also feeling rather sick and needed to puke. He had been waiting for me to finish in the bathroom. He already has options. He could have used the waste bin or out the window into the garden, but no, he decides to burst into the bathroom. I am not very happy about sitting there naked with liquid shit dripping from my hole and started yelling at him to fuck off. He has already started puking and has his hand over his mouth and a pit of puke running down his arm. Again, it is confronted with options: 1, puke in the sink, 2, puke in the shower, or 3, puke on the naked fat man sitting on the shitter. He goes with option 3 by removing his hand from his mouth and projectile vomiting in the general direction of the toilet. I am not very happy about this situation at all and start screaming at him to fuck off and get out of the bathroom, which wakes up our other mate, who decides to enter the bathroom to find out what all the commotion is about. He walks in yelling, "What are your cunts on about?" spots me covered in puke, starts laughing.